Welcome back to ESPN First Take, presented by Bass Pro Shops.
Hey everyone, welcome back to First Take. Again, it's Wednesday, which means we have our special guest. He was in the NBA for 11 seasons and won a ring with Miami in 2006. Now he's a successful businessman and author. We welcome back in Derek Anderson. And actually, he has a book. It's called Stamina. It's about life's struggles, your personal struggles. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, basically, I wanted to make sure that I changed people's thoughts about life. You know, when I was 11, I was living in abandoned apartments, living in shelter homes. At 14, I had a son. I worked for 2 jobs at age 15, getting custody of my son, sleeping house to house. You know, then I had an Uncle George actually came and helped me become a man. And by the time I was 22, I was a millionaire. These kids make excuses today, and I was tired of that. And I just didn't want to see people keep doing that. And my life really wasn't meant to be, you know, hidden. It was basically to be shared and help other people come out of their situation. So
wait, let me get this straight. At 14, you had a kid.
Yeah, Derek Jr.
Derek Jr., wow.
Firstborn.
Okay, and then after that, you said you kind of figured it out, and by 22, you were a millionaire.
Yes.
That's an incredible story.
It is. You know, first time I had Christmas dinner with my mother was last year, 28 years. So building our relationship with my family and seeing my father and mother again was very rewarding. But I was able to forgive them, you know, and they never seen me play basketball. My mother saw me a couple times, but it was an amazing story. And just for us to actually grow out of these situations, you see the kids don't have excuses today. You know, I didn't have any of that, and I've never drank, smoked, never did in the situations. And, you know, when you go through life, you realize that life is about withstanding and having stamina to continue to move forward. And I won championships at Kentucky and the NBA, and Stephen A. knows that, you know, he's been a friend of mine for many years, so he understands what I went through. And people always say, well, Derek, you know, he plays this way, and I just realized I couldn't make bad decisions. I don't get technical. People say, oh, he's playing a little soft, and that's because I was mature enough to be a man and know what decisions to make and have lifelong careers in life and making sure I build great relationships.
All right. Stephen A., you wanted to say something?
Skip.
Yeah.
Skip Kerry. I've known DA for years, and he's one of the best people that I've ever known in professional sports. He's just a class individual. He's always been a great guy. That's why I'm happy to have him on the show. DA, I want you to tell and share with our audience. It's one thing to put the substantive material in the book that you just alluded to. Why now, as opposed to significantly earlier before? What sparked you, what inspired you and provoked you to do this now?
Well, I've always spoken about it in certain situations, but when you looked at life and you saw how people just started to take advantage of it and not reward each other with the real essence of life, I really got frustrated with it. I started to see these kids were being able to go through schools without having moral skills. My book is about teaching kids to say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, keep your pants pulled up. You earn respect and you get that back. And even though I wasn't clean, you know, wearing the same pair of pants and shirts, I was clean. You know, I washed my clothes in a tub of cold water. So for these kids today to have cell phones, Jordans, and still be looking like they don't have anything, I was sick of seeing that. And I felt like someone needed to speak up about it. And my platform for basketball, I've always wanted to be better than Michael Jordan, but my platform was to be where I am today so I can still be effective. Not so much famous, but be effective in what I did. So today was the right time, and if you look at everything that goes around in life today, stamina is what you need to survive, and we have to do that right now.
You're also pursuing your future in Hollywood, right?
I write movie scripts. And
Scripts?
Yes,
Anything
sir.
in the works?
I got a couple of things in the works. Of course, you know, Hollywood, you can't speak, but
It's top secret.
Yes, but I'm going to China in a couple of weeks as well, and I'm looking forward to it, man. It's just been a great run and a lot of success.
Would you like to fictionalize any of the themes in Stamina?
What do you mean?
As opposed to like your life story or the kids
screen.
today? Would you like to take it onto the screen?
Oh yeah, I've written a movie script. I've already written it.
Oh, just about you, about your life?
I've written about my life story.
Beautiful.
It's a movie script I already read, and a couple directors are looking at it. And again, it's a life lesson. I give people the opportunity to say, if I made this decision, the outcome, and then I made another decision, the consequences that I had to face. Having a child, I didn't get to go to AAUs like these kids did. I had to work every summer. So I didn't get to play in any AAUs. I wasn't highly recruited. But when I finally went to the University of Kentucky, I was rewarded with the best family of the Big Blue Nation, and they've always embraced me. So I was really able to have a family inside of basketball, and now I grow outside of that. So when I go back to Kentucky, it's like I've never left.
And speaking of basketball, we said that you want to ask him another question, Stephen A., before we talk about the topics?
Yeah, I was gonna. Absolutely, because Derek, I know we sit here and you know your story is incredibly compelling. You know, like you said, I've known it for years. But at the same time, when we look at the modern day athlete and what have you, on far too many occasions, I find us lamenting the state of affairs that they find themselves in or find themselves experiencing. what are some of the things that you've seen from a positive perspective as it pertains to today's professional athletes? Is there anything out there that you think is ideal, that should be emulated, that should be talked about more, that hasn't been?
Well, I think what we need to do is focus on the good. People talked about the story of the something show they had about athletes going broke. You only showed that, but you didn't educate them on how to not go broke. If you guys stop working right now today and didn't do anything else, you lose your money, you lose your house, you go into foreclosure. But what happens is athletes don't have trades. We've been playing basketball our whole life, so we don't have a trade besides sports. Yeah. So people don't realize that if you integrate that into school systems where school teachers are getting paid equivalent to what's respected, if a school teacher's driving a Mercedes-Benz, a student would follow that teacher. Absolutely. As opposed to an athlete.
Absolutely.
So I think our projects and what we have to do is focus on that. And athletes have been giving back. But the problem is you focus on the negativity when they get DUIs, they're in trouble instead of these guys reaching back out. Like I looked at some of the players in today, and they're actually giving back from their heart. They're actually spending time doing that. But then you focus on the guys who got pulled over and in trouble, and that's what our society's become. We have to reward the guys who are actually trying to do something and put that in kids' minds, because a kid will absorb anything that you give him. But if you give him bad, he'll eventually train himself to do that. So it's about time that we just start focusing on some of the good things that we do. And Stephen A., it's obvious that you see my book is becoming more of demand because of the reality of it. And that's what I always believe.
It's the truth.
It's the truth, and you have to tell these kids today is never allow someone's opinion of you to become your reality.